It's just that thing straight away of, as I've said it before, the Mazda feeling faster than it is, but finally it's actually fast. So the combination is superb. Oh no. So, you know when you see that couple break up and one of them handles it the right way, they suddenly go to the gym, they really sort themselves out, they eat good food, and frankly, they now probably look the best they have in 10 years and look after themselves. The other one doesn't do so well. I'm that guy. She's the one that got away. I had a Mark III MX-5, I kept it pretty standard, but it was always my goal to one day do exactly the BBR 200 kit. And there's quite a few different things they do. This is exactly what I wanted. Somebody's kindly got in touch and offered me the chance to do this. And not only that, they've done the coilovers, they've done a tasteful exhaust on it and everything else. So obviously I'm going to find out if I made a huge mistake in selling it. But really, you're obviously curious about, is it worth that money? And obviously let's explore what the BBR 200 actually is. Okay, so before we go on to BBR stuff and what the different kits mean and all that jazz, what I will quickly say is I've already done a big 2.5-year update on what it was like to live with this car, the pros, the cons. I did honestly fall in and out of love with the car a few times and my reliability things, all that stuff. So I'm going to point you in the direction of that video, but really, this is going to be focusing on what the BBR kit does and not talking about interior and features and things. So a real brief overview of BBR. They are basically Europe's most trusted top Mazda tuner. And whilst you can't quantify that or qualify that, they just kind of are in everyone's opinion. And they do supercharged stuff, they do turbocharged kits for these, they do all those forced induction things, they do ITBs and all sorts of crazy things. And if you've got the budget, you can spend almost unlimited money turning these into utter rocket ships. But for those mortals of us who typically buy these things on a budget, they've got the naturally aspirated tuning and they can just get a little bit more and squeeze a bit more out of these cars. When I say squeeze a bit more, what I really mean is there's one bottleneck in this car, and that's the inlet manifold. That's the bottleneck that's kind of restricting the overall power of this engine. So once you sort that out and give it the correct mapping to work with it all, which BBR will obviously do as part of the package, it takes this car in its 2-litre form from 160 brake horsepower up to about 205, 208. They're always going to be a little bit in or out. And okay, those of you who are used to turbocharged cars costing you 300 quid for a dodgy remap and getting 40% more gains, this might cost you £2,500-ish. I can't remember what the fitting price is, but they're about low 2000s for the kit to do it yourself. Although it only gives you 45 horsepower or so, and the torque might not look that significant, it makes a massive difference because it basically lets the rev range completely open up and you have loads more torque all the way through. And it should feel like a very different car. I want to say a huge thank you to Doug from Nightfall Drives. Please do go and check out his channel. He's also allowed me to review his Lotus Evora S, so subscribe for that. But do go and check out his channel. He's an absolutely delightful guy, and his series on owner reviews is actually a really refreshing format. So go and watch that, and thank you again. Oh no. Feel like pure shit, I just want her back. It's just that thing straight away of, as I've said it before, the Mazda feeling faster than it is, but finally it's actually fast. So the combination is superb. We've got excellent Meister R coilovers, which reduce that kind of car leaning back as you accelerate, car diving as you brake sensation, and it kind of, you feel the G-force in your neck a little bit more. That extra 45, 48 brake horsepower this car now has over factory is so surprising what a difference it makes. And there's so much more to it. There's the torque as well. There's more torque everywhere. It's just so confidence inspiring. We're only just over 60 and I feel like I'm doing 100. Oh God, I've missed this. Oh my God, the way this thing corners, you shitting me. You feel everything so much more. You really do. Those extra camshafts and the extra fettling they do, it makes such a difference. Now, I haven't driven a BBR 180, but my understanding is if you see on the torque curve things going up here on a 180, as the power begins to die a little bit past about 4,000 RPM, that's where everything picks up and keeps on going and going and going for the BBR 200. It's such a clear upgrade over the regular Mark III MX-5. Every time I go to review and say more, I can't help but just put my foot down and drive like a prick. The power now goes up to 7,800. Oh God, I've missed this so much. This is what my MX-5 always should have been. This is it on absolute crack. It just feels amazing. Honestly, I'm sorry that I can't put it into better words right now. The coilovers are so compliant on a straight line. They're not beating me up at all. It's so comfy. Everyone always said the coilovers don't make it less comfortable. And I know I've reviewed one of these before with the same coilovers a long time ago, but I've just forgotten what a masterful job they've done. It's just amazing. It just irons out all the criticisms that people have about Mark III MX-5 handling and body roll and all that stuff. It gives you so much more confidence. The noise is so much better without being abrasive and childish. I'm gonna have to put in the bio Doug's descriptions of all the different exhaust setups he's had to try with this car, but he's been through quite a few combinations. And he said he finally got it right with the BBR full GT kit. He said it's just exciting enough without being irritating. He said 6th gear, 65 miles an hour. He said you want to change your revs a bit or change into 5th to get rid of the drone at just that time. He said, but otherwise it's brilliant. It sounds so much better than I remember a 4-cylinder, 2-litre 4-cylinder. Oh Lord. It's quick, it's not stupid. It feels like what the MX-5 is all about. Excellent brakes. I forgot it was a right there. That's great. I've got to talk about the cost now, because the answer is yes. It is amazing. It's not too over the top. It feels so much quicker. But how much does it cost for this setup? If you had a bog standard MX-5, what do you need? Well, today's pricing, he estimates around 4,500 for the entire kit to be installed, the BBR 200 plus the exhaust. To have those together is around 4. He spent about 1,200 including fitting and alignment on his coilovers, and he's got chassis braces on the underside, and I think some in the boot as well. He said they're about £300 or £400, and to be honest, they didn't quite make that noticeable a difference. Now, not to say they haven't made a difference, but I suppose it's not as pronounced as the rest of it. So I think you're really looking at about 5 or 6 grand to do that to this car. And you can get into these for, well, God, every budget, to be honest. 4 grand, 3 grand, 7 for a good one. But God, if you can afford it, compare this to any other car I can think of at the 10, 12, 13 grand mark that I've driven. You can't replace weight most of the time. This car is 1,145 kilos typically, maybe slightly less with the soft top. And it's finally got that power, it's finally got that poise. It's got the amazing Mazda reliability. Okay, they're not absolutely perfect, but they're near as bloody. The rust is a piece of crap on these. You really have to be careful and have that inspected properly and have people look in strange places. But I mean, other than that, oh God, it makes me miss it. It really does. Let's say you had £10,000 of 986 Boxster versus £10,000 of highly modified MX-5. It would be this for me, I think. Oh, we're here. How do I conclude this video? If you have the money and you can do this, it becomes a different car. This car is phenomenal. I think there's not many things I can think of. I'm struggling to think of anything that I've driven at 10 to 15,000 pounds that compares to this. And it's an MX-5, but it finally has all the things that people have managed to critique in the past. It's sorted everything out, made it unbelievable, but it hasn't lost the spirit of what an MX-5 is about. It's not too insane, and you can thoroughly enjoy getting this thing right up to the red line and having a wild time. But let me be clear though, you don't need to feel like you've got a small willy if you've got... I loved mine stock, and you can enjoy yours for your entire ownership without doing anything to it. You don't have to follow the crowd and see what everyone's doing on the owners groups and have to make changes. They're still so good as they are, and I do want to stress that. But if you're in a fortunate enough position that you can afford to do some significant mods to this, it doesn't just become a modded MX-5, it becomes Boxster S level, but to be honest, even more engaging, even more exciting for me. It becomes an S2000 killer. It is nuts, and hardly anything can replace having a car that's just over 1,000 kilos with all of this power and fun. So that's my waffle. Please do like and subscribe, but please do join the Patreon if you can. I'm trying to make a full-time thing of this, but also I've got some fun things in there as well. I'm going to have outtakes and stupid things, Q&As where I'll get to your questions before the YouTube ones. And at the same time, I'm just going to have some things that I actually took down from YouTube and some kind of more exclusive bits in there. But yeah, it'd be great. See you soon. Like and subscribe.